Hello and welcome to UGC Pathshala project. I am Sheetal Arora, Assistant Professor Criminology at Sardar Patel University of Police Security and Criminal Justice, Jodhpur. And I am going to present a module on organizational setup of police stations, working system of town and city police stations, village police. The learning outcomes of this module are 1. To make the learners understand the concept of police station in India. Second, to make the learners understand the structure of police station in India. Third, to acquaint the learners with the functioning and documentation of police station. Let us begin with an introduction. In the field of administration, policemen have an important role to play. Indian police forces is the coercive arm of the state. Its basic duty is of maintenance of law and order. Therefore, law and order administration has acquired significance at the central, state, range, district and sub-district level in rural and urban areas. Rapid rise in processes of industrialization, urbanization and growing political consciousness and generally lead to law and order problems. The law and order problem is manifested in the form of agrarian and tribal revolts, political, caste and communal violence, labor and students' unrest and terrorism. These conflicts and tensions become almost inevitable in most of the societies, especially in developing countries. Freedom and independence will not have meaning unless these basic issues are properly attended. This unit will be dedicated to study the organization and working system of police at various levels. Police force is one of the most essential organizations of the society, and the policemen are the most visible representative of the government. In an hour of need, danger, crisis and difficulty, when a citizen does not know what to do and whom to approach, the policeman happen to be the most appropriate and approaching person for him. The police are expected to be the most accessible, interactive and dynamic organization of any society. Their roles, functions and duties in the society are varied and multifarious on the one hand and complicated, knotty and complex on the other hand. Broadly speaking, the police are expected to play dual role in a society, that maintenance of law and order. However, the ramification of these two duties are numerous, which result in making a large inventory of duties, functions, powers, roles and responsibility of police organization. Now we will discuss about the organizational setup of police station. As per definition provided in CRPC, police station means any post or place declared generally or specially by the state government to be a police station and includes any local area specified by the state government in this behalf. Section 2S CRPC. A police station can also be defined as a space where the local police are mobilized and perform their basic services such as handling suspects, interacting with victims and providing services to the community. At police station, there are custody cells separated for both male and female. It is different from police headquarters, which is the central administrative office for the police department. The police station is the basic unit of police administration at the district level. As per mention in the CRPC, all committed crime has to be recorded at the police station. It is entrusted responsibility of all preventive, investigative and law and order maintenance work. A police station can also be divided into number of posts and beats which are assigned to constables for recording of crime and patrolling, surveillance, collection of intelligence in the prescribed area, respectively. The officer in charge of a police station is an inspector of police, generally in urban and metropolitan areas, even in other places, such in a bigger police station in terms of geographical area, population, crime or law and order problems, and placed under the supervision of an inspector of police. A sub-inspector of police supervises and works as SHO in rural areas or smaller police stations. Mainly, district police is divided into two major branches of the police force, that is, the armed police and the civil police. The primary function of the civil police is to control crime, whereas the primary function of the armed police is to deal with law and order situation. Armed police is also the reserve police of the district. This force is kept reserved to tackle any emergency situation. Armed police and civil police provide material and officers to the other divisions. Due to that, these two parts create the most noticeable part of the police force. Supplement to civil and armed forces, there are departments like detective, traffic police, revenue departments, fire, police and technical branches like prosecution division, radio and communication branch and intelligence department. Now we will discuss about the role, function and duties of police in general. As per Section 57 Model Police Act 2006, the role and function of the police in general are to uphold and enforce the law impartiality and to protect life, liberty, property, human rights and dignity of the members of the public, to promote and preserve public order, to protect internal security, to prevent and control terrorist activities, breaches of communal harmony, militant activities and other situations affecting internal security, to protect public properties including roads, railways, bridges, vital installations and establishments, etc., against acts of vandalism, violence or any kind of attack, to prevent crimes and reduce the opportunities for the commission of crimes through their own preventive action and measures, as well as by aiding and cooperating with other relevant agencies in implementing due measure for prevention of crime, to accurately register all complaints brought to them by a complainant or his representative in person or received by post, email or other means, and take prompt follow-up action thereon after duly acknowledging the receipt of the complaint, to register and investigate all cognizable offences coming to their notice through such complaints or otherwise duly supplying a copy of the first information report to the complainant, and while appropriate to apprehend offenders and extend requisite assistance in the prosecution of offenders, to create and maintain a feeling of security in the community and as far as possible prevent conflicts and promote amity, to provide as first respondents all possible help to people in situation arising out of natural or man-made disasters, and to provide active assistance to other agencies in relief and rehabilitation measures, to aid individuals who are in danger of physical harm to their person or property, and to provide necessary help and afford relief to people in distress situations, to facilitate orderly movement of people and vehicles, and to control and regulate traffic on roads and highways, to collect intelligence relating to matters affecting public peace and all kind of crimes including social offences, communalism, extremism, terrorism and other matters relating to national security, and disseminate the same to all concerned agencies, besides acting as appropriate on to themselves, to take charge as a police officer on duty of all unclaimed properties, and to take action for the safe custody and disposal in accordance with the procedure prescribed, to train, motivate and ensure welfare of police personnel. Now I will focus on working system of police system. Section 57 and 58 of Model Police Act 2006 contains the prescription of roles, functions and responsibilities of Indian police personnel. It is mentioned there the police is expected to be the most easily accessible, interactive and dynamic organization of any society. Its role, function and duties in the society are understood to be different, such as multifarious on the one side and complicated, naughty and complex on the other side. In other words, police is supposed to play two roles in the society as maintenance of law and maintenance of order. But the outcomes of these two duties are countless. In fact, there is something a good patrolman puts into his work that is not found in the books of rules nor taught by the police instructors. The working of police bound maintenance of law and order to provide safeguard to people's life and their property. The community expects the police to play the varied roles and responsibilities with equal perfection. He is supporter, helper, life savior and friend. On the other side, as an agent of law enforcement agency, he arrests, encounters and also uses force to enforce the law firmly. This roller coaster ride is difficult to understand functionally and emotionally. Policing makes huge demand on the mental, emotional and physical capabilities of the personnel. These demands are too often so stressful that they begin to destroy the individual. The police are primarily responsible for the law and order maintenance of public and prevention and detection of crime in the state. It also protects the life, liberty and property of the people. With the increase in the complexity of the civilization at present time, that crime is increasing day by day accordingly. Hence, the role of the police has become more important and crucial than earlier. One cannot think about the safety and security of his or her own without the presence of the police in the society. Thus, the police enforce criminal law, maintaining law and order and investigating crime firmly to ensure the safety and security of the community. It provides the compulsory check against the ambivalence of the human nature. The police play a major role in the delivery of justice. In theory, one's safety and liberty is the aspect of the land law and the constitution, but in practice, the laws and judicial decisions are ensured and enforced by the police. Thus, no doubt, the police are the savior of modern civil society, mainly the Code of Criminal Procedure 1973, the Police Act 1861 and the other relevant acts describe the working, functioning and power of the police officers as follows. Execution of all the orders and warrants lawfully issued to the police officer by the competent authority. Collecting, communicating and management of intelligence affecting the public peace to the competent authority. Preventing the commission of crimes and public order, detecting and bringing wrongdoers to justice and apprehending all those whom the police officials are legally authorized to apprehend. Going to any drinking shop, gambling house or other places tend to disturb the public order and inspecting those places, producing the relevant information before a magistrate and requesting for a summon warrant, search warrant or such other legal processes against any person committing offence or apprehended for the same. Taking charge of guardianless property and submitting this as per subject to the magistrate's order managing public assemblies and processions and also licensing or approval of the same. Terminating any processions that violates the conditions of a license, keeping order in public place like roads, streets, thoroughfares, ghats, landing places and preventing obstacles on the occasions of assemblies and processions on the public roads or in any other places, taking into custody any person without warrant, those who commit cognizable crimes, keeping record up to date of journal diary in the police station and recording therein all complaints and charges are important tasks of the police. Every important detail of such case as the names of all the person arrested, the names of complainants, the offences charged against them, the weapons or property that should have been taken from their possessions or otherwise, and the names of the witnesses who shall have been examined. Section 44 of the Police Act 1861. Taking the arrested person before the nearest magistrate within a period of 24 hours from the time arrest. Disseminating any unlawful assembly, providing the copy of FIR to the complainant and the copy of police report and other documents to the accused free of cost. Preparation of the charge sheet and sending it to the court for trial within the specific time immediate after investigation of the case. Now, activities to be done at the police station. A police station of a community or any geographical area is the basic unit that looks after the law and order of that area. These police stations are supervised by a station house officer, SHO, who is generally an inspector level officer from the police department. A team comprised of sub-inspector, head constable and constables work under the SHO whenever any crime or unlawful activity happens. A complaint need to be lodged and the inspector or sub-inspector should visit the scene of crime as soon as possible without any delay. In case the crime is too serious, then the first information report is to be lodged immediately and police should take cognizance into the case. Or in the case of minor problem, a complaint is to be written. The police investigates into the matter and prepare a report that later presented before the court of law. Some functions of a local police station or unit are: it looks after the security and safety of the neighborhood and also prevents the crime by regular patrolling the area under their jurisdiction. It provides safeguards to the vehicle and property theft by providing police post or booth at the markets, crowded places, parking lots, etc. It also helps in organizing the events or functions in the locality, such are any rally, religious assemblies, examinations, etc. It provides the platform to resolve the less serious or petty offences to lessen the burden on judiciary. It also helps the people in the community in cases of any accident or natural calamity. These are the very few working of any police station. The actual list is too far from the one imagination. It has been seen that the police have been called for the issues like unavailability of water or electricity supply. Rather, the concerned department need to be discussed the same. Now, to conclude, number of factors determine the role and functioning of the police. These include different political, social, economic factors and the legal setups. Organization is the most significant aspect of administration, which is a set of personnel who work to achieve a common objective. Organizations involve both a structure and an activity to sustain that structure. The structure of the organization set the tone and trajectory of the functioning of any agency. Therefore, it will be worthwhile to analyze the organizational structure of police in India and in various states. The concept of modern policing in India was introduced under the British rule. The Police Act 1861 set the ball rolling for the evolution of comprehensive police system in India. The act became the most important milestone of the police organization at all India level and level of various uniform territories and states in India. This Police Act gives each state government the power to establish of its own police force. In addition to this, other legislations like Indian Penal Code, the Code of Criminal Procedures were also laid down to regulate the police operations. This act remained in force till recently. It was in 2008, the Punjab Police Act 2007 came into force and replaced the previous system. The nature of the organizational structure of any police is by and large decided by the public policy of the state. Under the pre-independence India, the main focus of the colonial rules was to control their subjects. Therefore, the police structure was built for an efficient prevention and detection of crime. After India got independence, a democratic system was adopted, which was meant to act as an instrument of service to the public. But the Police Act of 1861 continued to be in practice. Various reform committees and commissions were set up in this period in tune with the needs of the time. These commissions were constituted to review the functioning of the police, identify the flaws within the existing system of administration, and make recommendations. The National Police Commission was set in 1977 by the Union government. It was given wide terms of references that included the organization, role and functions of the police, police public relation, political interference in the police work, misuse of police powers and police accountability and performance evaluation. The Commission produced 8 reports between 1971 to 1981. Lastly, it prepared a draft of a new Police Act to replace that of 1861. Many subsequent committees like Ribeiro Committee, Padmanabhai Committee and Police Act Drafting Committee under Soli Sorabji in September 2005 have largely reiterated the above recommendations. But there has been delay on the part of the government to introduce these recommended police reforms. In 1996, Mr. Prakash Singh, retired police officer, petitioned the Supreme Court and urged to issue direction to Government of India to introduce reforms in police suggested by various commissions in order to ensure that the police is made accountable essentially and primarily to the law of the land and the people. Thank you.